Sister Wives fans know that Kody Brown more or less pushed his wives away until they were ready to leave him. That way, he didn't have to take accountability or blame for the failed marriage. He maintains he did this so no wife felt discarded. Over the years, fans have speculated why he failed to initiate any of the divorces. But in last night's episode, he listed his own reasons for not discarding his wives. Kody Brown keeps claiming he didn't love his wives. Sister Wives star Kody Brown welcomed 13 children with his first 3 wives, and yet he continuously claims he never loved Christine, Mary, or Janelle. His actions and words have been undoubtedly hurtful. So why does he keep saying it? Although Kody claims he never enjoyed having 4 wives, he gave his own reasons for keeping them around. You don't get to be in plural marriage with leadership. Leadership will never allow you to marry again if you're discarding wives. I was in terrible relationships but wasn't willing to discard them. I didn't want to discard them, Kody Brown admitted during last night's episode. Didn't even know I was in terrible relationships, Kody continued. You don't know you're in a bad relationship. You just think you're in a normal relationship because all of your friends have the same problem. Until you're in a normal relationship that has deep emotional intimacy, and you don't have that F and F. The second word is fight. Or F and F, and the first word is fight. That doesn't create intimacy. That just creates orgasms. The family patriarch humiliates his first wife on camera. Not everyone believes Kody's story about never loving his wives, but that's what he continues to tell them, even when it's incredibly painful. This season, fans think Kody has completely humiliated Mary by continuing to put her down. You know what really sucks? It's not divorce that sucks. It's marrying the wrong person because you don't know, he told her in a recent episode. Wow, Oak, because you married me at 6 months, you married the wrong person and you just didn't know, Mary replied. All I know is that you and I have different timestamps on when we weren't happy anymore, Kody insisted. Did you see last night's episode? Did you think Kody's speech about bad relationships and orgasms was bizarre? Leave your own thoughts and ideas in the comments. Be sure to catch the new episode of Sister Wives on Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on TLC. Stay tuned and follow TV shows Ace online for the latest news and updates on the Brown family. For over a decade, Sister Wives has offered a unique and often controversial glimpse into the world of polygamy, focusing on the lives of Kody Brown and his 4 wives, Mary, Janelle, Christine, and Robin. Throughout the series, viewers have witnessed the highs and lows of plural marriage, including the intricate relationships between Kody and his wives, the evolving family dynamics, and the emotional toll that such a lifestyle can take. One of the more perplexing aspects of Kody's relationships has been his reluctance to discard or divorce any of his wives, even as the marriages have become strained. While Kody has maintained his polygamous lifestyle for many years, it's clear that several of his marriages, most notably with Christine and Mary, have faced significant challenges. Despite these challenges, Kody has expressed a strong desire to keep all of his wives within the family unit, even when the emotional and relational connections between them appear to be irreparably damaged. This has left many fans wondering, why doesn't Kody simply let go of the marriages that no longer seem functional? What are the real reasons behind his reluctance to discard his wives? In this article, we will explore the deeper motivations behind Kody Brown's hesitation to end his relationships with his wives. From religious beliefs and emotional attachments to financial considerations and concerns over public perception, there are many factors at play in Kody's decision-making process. By examining these complexities, we can gain a clearer understanding of why Kody continues to hold on to marriages that seem broken, and what this reveals about the broader dynamics of polygamy as practiced by the Brown family. The religious framework of polygamy, a sacred covenant. At the heart of Kody Brown's reluctance to discard his wives lies the religious framework that underpins his polygamous lifestyle. The Brown family practices a form of polygamy known as fundamentalist Mormonism, which is distinct from mainstream Mormonism but shares a common religious ancestry. In fundamentalist Mormonism, plural marriage is viewed as a divine commandment, a sacred covenant between a man, his wives, and God. For Kody and his wives, entering into these marriages was not merely a legal or romantic decision, but a deeply spiritual one, rooted in their belief that polygamy can be understood as a reflection of his commitment to his religious beliefs. To Kody, his marriages represent sacred, lifelong commitments that extend beyond the earthly realm. Divorce or the discarding of a wife could be seen as a violation of these covenants and a failure to fulfill his spiritual duties as a husband and father. Even in the face of emotional and relational difficulties, Kody may feel a strong sense of obligation to uphold the religious principles that guided him into plural marriage in the first place. This religious perspective also helps explain why Kody has been particularly resistant to Christine's decision to leave him. When Christine announced her intention to end their marriage in 2021, Kody expressed shock and disappointment, despite the clear signs that their relationship had been deteriorating for years. From Kody's point of view, the idea of discarding a wife, whether by his own choice or hers, was antithetical to his understanding of his role as a polygamous husband. His reluctance to let go of any of his wives, even in the face of mounting challenges, reflects the weight that his religious beliefs place on maintaining the family unit. Emotional attachments and fear of loss. While Kody's religious beliefs play a significant role in his decision-making, emotional factors are also at play in his reluctance to let go of his marriages. Over the years, Kody has built deep emotional bonds with his wives, even if those bonds have been tested or weakened by conflict. The idea of discarding a wife is not only a rejection of a spiritual covenant, but also the loss of a long-term emotional connection. Letting go of a wife would mean confronting the end of a relationship that has been a central part of his life for many years, and this emotional toll may be difficult for Kody to bear. Kody's emotional attachments are particularly evident in his relationship with Mary. Despite the fact that their marriage has been largely estranged for several years, Kody has been reluctant to fully sever ties with Mary, even as she has expressed her own sense of isolation and emotional abandonment. While Kody has admitted that he no longer feels romantic love for Mary, his emotional connection to their shared history and the role she played in the early years of their family appears to keep him from formally ending the marriage. Similarly, Kody's relationship with Christine, though fraught with tension, was built on years of shared experiences, raising children together, and navigating the complexities of plural marriage. Kody's reluctance to accept Christine's departure reflects not only his religious beliefs, but also the emotional difficulty of losing someone who has been a significant part of his life for over 2 decades. Fear of loss, whether it be the loss of emotional connection, family structure, or even his identity as a successful polygamist, likely plays a key role in Kody's reluctance to discard his wives. Letting go of a wife is not just the end of a relationship, it represents a profound change in the family dynamic and a potential blow to Kody's sense of self. For a man who has built his identity around his role as the patriarch of a large, polygamous family, the idea of losing a wife could feel like a personal failure, compounding his emotional resistance to ending any of his marriages. Financial considerations, the practical side of polygamy. Beyond the religious and emotional factors, there are also practical considerations that likely influence Kody's reluctance to discard his wives, namely the financial complexities of supporting a plural family. Polygamy, especially as practiced by the Brown family, involves significant financial responsibilities. With multiple wives and a large number of children, Kody has long been the primary provider for his family, managing resources and ensuring that each wife and her children are financially supported. Divorcing or discarding a wife in this context could have serious financial implications. In addition to the emotional and spiritual consequences, separating from a wife could require dividing assets, arranging for child support, and restructuring the family's financial arrangements. Given that the Brown family's financial situation has been a recurring issue on sister wives, it's likely that Kody is keenly aware of the financial strain that divorcing one or more of his wives could place on the entire family. This financial strain is particularly relevant in Kody's relationship with Christine, who has been one of the most financially independent of his wives. Christine's decision to leave Kody and move out of their shared family property in Flagstaff, Arizona, has likely created additional financial challenges for Kody, as he now must navigate the logistics. Maybe a key reason why Kody has resisted discarding any of them, even when the emotional and relational ties have been weakened. Moreover, the Brown family's financial stability is closely tied to their involvement in the Sister Wives television show. As one of the primary sources of income for the family, the show relies on the continued participation of Kody and all of his wives. If Kody were to discard one or more of his wives, it could have repercussions for the show's future, potentially jeopardizing the family's financial security. For Kody, the decision to hold on to his marriages may be as much about financial pragmatism as it is about emotional or religious considerations. The public perception of Kody as a polygamist. Another important factor in Kody's reluctance to discard his wives is the public perception of his role as a polygamist and family patriarch. For years, Kody has positioned himself as a spokesperson for plural marriage, advocating for the legitimacy of polygamy and challenging the stereotypes and misconceptions that surround it. As the star of a reality television show that revolves around his polygamous lifestyle, Kody's public image is inextricably linked to his identity as the head of a plural family. Letting go of one or more of his wives would not only have personal and financial consequences, it could also damage Kody's public image as a successful polygamist. In many ways, Kody has built his identity around his ability to manage multiple marriages and maintain a cohesive family unit. If he were to discard a wife, it could be seen as an admission of failure, both in his personal life and in his advocacy for polygamy. For a man who has spent years defending his lifestyle in the face of public scrutiny, this kind of failure could be deeply damaging to his sense of self and his standing in the polygamist community. Kody's public image is further complicated by the fact that his marriages have become increasingly fractured in recent years, with Christine's departure serving as a major blow to the family's public unity. While some fans of the show have expressed sympathy for Kody's struggles, others have been highly critical of his treatment of his wives, particularly in his relationships with Christine and Mary. In this context, Kody's reluctance to discard his wives may be driven, at least in part, by a desire to maintain the appearance of stability and control, even as the reality of his family life becomes more difficult to manage.